There are a couple of other clues indicating where Jeremiah went on his emergency mission to save the throne. Two are recorded by Ezekiel, a Jewish exile living in Babylon at the time. Here is the first. Remove the diadem and take off the crown. This shall not be the same. Exalt him that is low, and abase him that is high. I will overturn it, and it shall be no more, until he come whose right it is, and I will give it him. This is a description of the throne of David. The crown is being removed. He that is high is being brought low, and the throne is being overturned. But the throne is not being destroyed. He that is low is being exalted. Here is the second clue in Ezekiel's prophecy. And say, Thus says the eternal God, a great eagle with great wings, long-winged, full of feathers, which had divers colors, came unto Lebanon, and took the highest branch of the cedar. He cropped off the top of his young twigs, and carried it into a land of traffic. He set it in a city of merchants. The rest of this chapter shows that this eagle is the king of Babylon, who invaded Judah, took captive its highest leader, and cropped off his sons and nobles. This chapter also describes another detail. Thus saith the eternal God, I will also take of the highest branch of the high cedar, and will set it. I will crop off from the top of his young twigs a tender one, and will plant it upon a high mountain and eminent. What could all of these descriptions be pointing to? A marriage. Jeremiah had with him an heir from the highest branch of the high cedar, a tender one of the king's daughters. And the daughter of King Zedekiah did marry. She married a foreign prince who had been in Jerusalem during the siege. How could this marriage save the throne of David? Who was this prince? Where was he from? These verses say that God would take a tender one and plant it. Where? On a high mountain and eminent. The Bible uses the symbol of a mountain to represent a nation. When Zedekiah's daughter married, she went out of her nation, Judah, which had just been destroyed. She went with her foreign husband to his nation and his people. The throne went with her. And where was it planted? In the mountain of the height of Israel. Israel, conquered Israel, lost Israel, destroyed 130 years before. Israel would receive the throne of David. Even though Israel was destroyed as a nation, there is still a plan to keep the promises. Remove the diadem, take off the crown, overturn it, exalt him that is low, abase him that is high, bring down the high tree, exalt the low tree, crop off the tender twig, replant it in an eminent nation, heal the breach between the princes, from the line of Pharez and the prince from the line of Zerah. Transplant the heir to David's throne from Judah to Israel. All of this happened just after 585 BC, beginning with a marriage. 1,200 years before that marriage, the patriarch Israel told his 12 sons what their future descendants would do. He said the descendants of Dan would be a serpent by the way, or a serpent's trail. This is very interesting. Even before the Assyrians conquered Israel around 718 BC, one of its tribes, Dan, had already migrated north and west across Europe and named everything in its trail Dan. These names appear throughout history, moving north and west from ancient Israel. In the land where this tribe settled, to this day, you can visit Danslau, Don Eagle, Dundalk, Dunglow, and Dunsmore. The secular history of this land actually records a tribe of settlers arriving well before 700 BC. They were recorded as the Tuatha De Danans, which means the tribe of Dan. And the prince who married the heir to the throne of David was from this land. This land was the home of the tribe of Dan. It had been independent for 4 centuries, even before the Assyrians conquered Israel. It was ruled by a royal family. That family descended from Judah, from the line of Zerah. The king's daughter also descended from Judah, from the line of Pharez. The heir to David's throne married into that family. This land was a land of Israelites. Their nation and their government had been destroyed, but the people still existed. And so did the promise that they would eventually become a great nation and a company of nations. In fact, the Bible described this situation ahead of time. It said God would destroy the sinful kingdom from off the face of the earth. But it also said God would sift the house of Israel, not the Jews, but Israelites, among all nations without losing a single one. This isn't talking about the nation of Judah, but the nation of Israel being scattered, then sifted. The Israelites would be enslaved. They would be removed from their ancient homeland. They would abide many days without a king. They would lose their identity, in fact. Over the generations, they would forget that they were Israelites. Yet the people of Israel would continue to exist. They would migrate north and west. They would migrate to islands. One of their tribes would leave its name everywhere it went. The lost people of Israel would sift through the nations and be planted in a new land. Then they would move no more. This new land is the land settled by the Tuatha De Danans. It is the land of the princess's husband. It is the land to which Jeremiah traveled. It is the land of the long-lost Israelites. It is a land north and west of ancient Israel. It is a land of isles, of islands, of coasts. It is the land of the British Isles.